Do you want to know the real secret to showing value? In today's episode, we're going to talk about how you have to first understand what value is, and then you need to know how to spot it. Everybody knows the saying, in the absence of value, the only thing you have to negotiate is price. Think about it for a second, right? Everything we do, every product, every service, everything that we consume, there's a variety of different options, right? And they all have different value propositions. My glasses, as an example, right? I mean, I can get glasses at the drugstore for under $10, can't I? They do the same thing, sort of, right? Different value, right? Price goes way up. Some have UV coating, some are glass, some are plastic, some have filaments in them, some of them are designer. Like there's a bunch of different types, but certainly they're not all the same, right? They have a different value proposition. So when we talk about how we describe to the consumer, that's the value, right? That they're putting towards your product or your service, right? So let me give you an example, right? In the real estate industry, we watched the value propositions sort of ebb and flow with the economy, right? And this goes for a bunch of different, I'm just happen to pick the real estate industry. But when in the late 90s, early 2000s, we saw a resurgence of real value, support, help with technology. Technology was a big thing back then, right? So companies were really doing great that were helping their agents do more. When the economy really began to boom in the early 2000s, up into 2006, 2007, we saw a ton of companies that were really about discount, right? Whether that be discount shops to buyers and sellers or whether that be to agents, it was all about, we're not going to do really much of anything for you, but we're going to do it for a whole lot less, right? Their value proposition was that they would do it for less, right? As the economy began to struggle, we really saw agents trying to align themselves with companies that had superior leadership, that they had better support, companies that would help them to market and in just lead generation, help them craft a better business and create better experiences, not only for the agents, but also for their clients, right? Now, aren't we seeing the economy getting better? And as that economy begins to improve, we're seeing this reemergence, if you will, of these discount shops again, right? Hopefully we're smarter now, and we know going into it that less expensive just means less service and a lower experience. But nonetheless, we're watching the cycle, right? And the pitches are beautiful and they sound great. But let's be clear. I can go to a Michelin-rated restaurant, or I can go to IHOP, the International House of Pancakes. And by the way, my kids love IHOP, so this is nothing against IHOP. But both offer food, right? But aren't the experiences very different? When I walk into a Michelin-rated restaurant, aren't I expecting an amazing product, an amazing experience, an amazing service, an aesthetic, almost theater behind food, an artistry, if you will, right? I'm willing to pay a different price for a Michelin-rated experience than an IHOP experience, right? One's going to provide you with an exceptional experience. We talk a lot about silver bullets and shiny pennies, and what I mean by that as it relates to value proposition is there is no substitute for value. There is no silver bullet that you can use to avoid the effort necessary to create an exceptional experience. Whether you are a one-person shop, sole proprietor, whether you run a team or you own a business, whether you're doing products or services, whether you are a $100,000 operator or a $10 million operator, your value proposition is your value. You need to really know it. You need to really know it. You need to breathe it. You need to talk about it. You need to be unapologetic in talking about it because it is what differentiates you from all of the others, right? And if it's, by the way, if it's price, then be unapologetic about the fact that you do it for cheaper, right? If it's about Michelin and exceptional service, then be unapologetic about what it is that you're offering. If you're providing the best marketing, tell everybody, right? If you're coaching and training your people to be better leaders, show it. Your business quite literally depends on how you tell your value to others. Do me a favor. In the comments below, in one sentence, okay, in 2 sentences or less, tell me what your value proposition is. If you want more on value proposition and how to identify it, how to spot it, how to communicate it, please give us a call. We'd love to chat.